What's good, YouTube? It's your boy BIIGYSNBABY, and I'm back for another video, man. Hey, man, today we got another player has his career ruined by a lie. What happened to Matt Araiza? Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe before we get in this video, man. It's an educational and life lesson, man. So make sure y'all pay attention to this video. Before we get in this video, make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. And let's share these videos, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and join the YSN gang. Let's get it.
Araiza, exactly 1 year ago,
Araiza.
speaking at the elementary school that his mom teaches at. A week later, he'd be leaving sunny San Diego, where he grew up, to head off to Buffalo to begin his NFL career. Through just a few preseason games, dude was living up to the hype, pulling off feats that made him seem worthy of the nickname Punt God. This included an 82-yard punt that had everybody talking. And you know it's real when everybody is talking about a punter. But one day before Matt's final preseason game as a rookie, and people started talking about this punter for a completely different reason. On August 25th, 2022, Golden Boy Matt Araiza was accused of an unthinkable crime. Dude was said to be involved in an alleged gang rape of a 17-year-old girl at an off-campus college party. Within days, Matt had lost everything he worked for. He was cut by the team that drafted him before he even played a real game. How could a guy who spoke about hope have hurt somebody so badly? In that moment, the sports world collectively decided that Matt Araiza was a scumbag, the absolute worst type of person, a criminal, a monster. But then the case had a chance to play itself out. The facts have risen to the surface, and apparently Matt Araiza left the party hours before the incident with the alleged victim even took place. Somehow,
See, these women these days are down horrendous. I'm not standing for it, bro. Bro, y'all gotta do better, bro.
hours before the incident with the alleged victim even took place, somehow his name got attached to a crime that he actually had nothing to do with. We've seen this same story play out with athletes too many times, as false accusations is all it takes to ruin these guys' lives. For many, it's taken years to clear their names, and by then their opportunity for a career in sports has already passed.
Bro, and that's so fucked up because the cases be lasting like a year to 2 years, and then by that time, bro, your spot in the NFL is already gone. And she already got what she wanted, bro. She got the time, she got the money, she got everything she wanted out of this, even if she loses, bro. She doesn't get in no trouble if she loses, bro. She doesn't get taken to jail for lying, bro. That's why I hate you hoes, bro, sometimes.
While
bro.
Matt is young and should still be able to continue his career, the stain of these accusations never really go away. Even years and years after you've been cleared of wrongdoing, most people only remember the first information they heard. Let's get this straight, man. Anybody who would assault any woman the way these guys were accused of is a literal piece of shit. And I feel the exact same way about a woman who would falsely accuse any man of assaulting her when he didn't. Can you imagine if that happened to your sons or one of your nephews, someone you know is a good kid that you seen come up from childhood? Then he loses everything, and I ain't just talking about material. I'm talking about reputation, respect. That's real. Losing everything based solely on a lie, there's gotta be repercussions for these false accusations. A misunderstanding is one thing, but when you blatantly make something up that takes so much from a person, how do you not go to prison?
That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, I don't get it. Okay, girls could say, oh, he did this and did that, but okay, if somebody really didn't, like, that shit just like, you're really psychotic in the head, bro.
Repercussions for these false accusations. A misunderstanding is one thing, but when you blatantly make something up that takes so much from a person, how do you not go to prison? So today I'm gonna tell you the story of what happened at the party Matt Araiza attended with the alleged victim. A Yahoo Sports article summarized the 200+ page transcript that details almost a year-long investigation. Dual investigations was done by police and prosecutors, and they included included more than 35 witness interviews. It's important to note that some of these interviews came from the victim's friends, who were also with her at the party that night. And the investigators got information from multiple sources, and they even have video of the alleged incident. So today I'm gonna tell you what happened at that party, based on the evidence found by the district attorney. If you wanna read the full article, of course the link will be in the description. This is what happened to Matt Araiza. Cue the Wayne.
Yeah, never no quitter, 'cause I'ma go get her. Yeah.
All right, real quick before we jump back.
Alrighty. That nigga all up in the camera, ain't he? Ah, damn. That motherfucker getting that bag, ain't he? Alright.
And for sponsoring today's video, without further ado, it's time to jump in. According to witnesses, the alleged victim arrived at the party that night by sneaking in through the back gate and basically letting themselves in. One reason they may have snuck in was because the girls were underage. The alleged victim at the time was only 17 years.
So they're looking for trouble. If you're sneaking to a party and you're underage, that should already be your fault, bro. You come into a party and you know damn well you should not be at that party, and you snuck over a gate, bro. Come on, bro.
Years old. But according to the transcript, a witness who was inside the house gave a statement saying the alleged victim told everyone she was 18. Also, a separate witness said the exact same thing. And maybe you're skeptical, like who the hell just go around announcing their age? Well, prosecutors found footage, bro, from a separate party. A party the night before where she was caught on camera, once again telling everyone she was 18. Now I got a word of advice for y'all younger cats out there. If somebody is constantly telling you their age, just keep bringing it up like every chance they get. Pretty strong chance that that person is lying. But beyond that, the point is her and her friends let themselves in, and the alleged victim lied to everyone and said that she was of legal age. From this point on, and it happens real fast, the story turns into one of them stories I hate when I have to tell. Now the civil lawsuit filed by the alleged victim says shortly after she got to the house, she was, quote, lured away from her friends and led away by Matt Araiza to the side of the house, where she was then allegedly forced to perform oral sex against her will. Matt claims he never led the girl anywhere. He was actually outside urinating in the bushes. Not the most flattering description of things to say that you was doing, but it does make sense at a house party where there's more people than there are bathrooms. A witness said shortly after the alleged victim, and I'm gonna just call her AV for the duration of this video, but shortly after AV arrived at the party, the witness said she left her friends and then returned a short while later. When she came back, she told her friends she just had sex, and according to the witnesses, which includes her friends, she didn't look unhappy and seemed to be having fun, and talked as if the encounter outside the house with Matt was completely consensual. So do I believe this girl just showed up at the party, found the first dude outside, then bragged about it to her friends? See, I struggled to believe that until I read this next part, which kind of shows what type of time she was on that night. Witness testimony says that your girl AV was approaching men at the party saying, I quote, I want you to expletive me, and if you don't expletive me, you are expletive. Pretty aggressive tactics, man, according to the witnesses, and you start to get a different image of who AV really is. According to these findings, man,
this is a grimy asshole, bro. This crazy.
And you start to get a different image of who AV
kings,
really is. According to these findings, man, she's damn near bullying dudes into dealing with her, and it sounds like she wasn't shy about it. And you gotta be smart out here. Sometimes when a girl is too aggressive, they trying that hard to give it away. Like, do you really want it? So the story that originally circulated about this ordeal was that right after the Matt and AV encounter outside, that Matt immediately leads AV into the house, into a bedroom where several other guys joined. Matt and the other guys were accused of assaulting her, and the story that accompanied the accusations was convincing. But the investigation uncovered some very different details that for me drastically changed the way I was looking at Matt. Because as we've already discussed, man, after her encounter with Matt, she's not led into a bedroom. She returned to her friends and seemed happy about the encounter. So then a short time later, she leaves her friend group again, and then came back with reports that she had sex with another dude. Her friends once again described her after that encounter, saying, quote, she seemed happy and it seemed consensual. So at this point, she's had 2 encounters, with Matt being the first. Returned to her friends after both and seemed happy about the encounters. They continue to party at this point, and her friends say she didn't even seem intoxicated at this point in the party. This is important because there was 2 big things held against Matt in the beginning, as AV's lawyer pushed for statutory because his client was underage, and he also said that she was too intoxicated to give consent. Well, already up to this point, we found out that she lied about her age, which is so prevalent throughout the article because it's really important to the case.
You know, we have to prove that he's not just that you're 17, not 18, which is the age of consent, but do they know you're that, or is there any should he reasonably know? So out of that, let's say you're at a high school party, you would assume the people at the party would be, you know, high school age. If you were at a nightclub, you would have some reasonable, this is not a defense because you could probably find things, but if you're at a nightclub in San Diego, you could have a reasonable understanding that maybe everyone's over 21, right? Because they're supposed to be carded to get in. Obviously, we know that's not perfect, but you can understand the thing. So you have to prove both of those things.
It was determined that Matt left the party around 12:30 a.m. As far as we know publicly, this is due to other witnesses. But Matt's attorney also requested they track Matt's cell phone for additional proof that his client had left the party. So if he was still there, that's a very bold strategy for his side to tell the courts that they can go ahead and track his phone. A person with something to hide wouldn't typically do this, which is another thing I read in this article that made me think Matt's telling the truth. As far as the cell phone tracking, the DA and prosecutors already have the info, and it's likely to be made public later this month. So whenever that information drops, that's gonna go a long way as far as how Matt's seen in the public eye going forward. So again, it's been determined that Matt left the party around 12:30. AV's encounter with the second guy wasn't until after Matt left, but with him gone, she decided to find another football player. Less than 30 minutes after Matt left, she hooked up with the second guy, and there's footage of that encounter that the lawyers have obviously combed through. According to the reports, they watched the video and came to the conclusion that there was no sign of forced behavior and that encounter looked consensual, which is then once again backed up by the fact that she returned to her friends after this to kind of brag about it. So Araiza left at 12:30 a.m. She hooks up with the second guy at 12:55. 30 minutes after that, she was in a bedroom with 3 other football players where the alleged assault took place. How do they know this? Well, there's video and it's time-stamped 1:30 a.m. So at that point, Araiza's been gone for an hour. Further supporting that is the fact that he's not in any of these videos. And this ain't that old cell phone footage from these cases back in the day. You can see pretty much everything extremely clear. After watching the tape, Deputy District Attorney Trisha Amador said, quote, I don't see any elements of force being used in the sexual encounter. So yeah, there you go. But if that's the case, bro, why was it reported that her piercings had been ripped out and that she bled really badly? It was those details that buried Matt in the public eye. But not only was he not there, those things may have never happened. I'll read this part directly. Prosecutors also said that videos from the bedroom showed that the girl's piercings were not ripped at the time. And on top of that, she was not bleeding from any wounds. Amador, that's the DA, said her behavior in the videos made prosecuting anyone for rape impossible. Her behavior in the videos made prosecuting anyone for rape completely impossible, according to the DA. That's a powerful statement because it suggests that she was doing everything she wanted to do in these videos and turned around and lied about it. And this is completely speculation, but I'm wondering if after the fact she did that damage to herself in an attempt to frame these dudes. I don't want to speak out of turn, but based on the information we have, that's the most plausible conclusion that I could really come up with. So if all of this is true, man, it flips the entire story. The only dangerous person in this version is the alleged victim. Bro, according to this, First, she snuck into the party, lied about her age. Then she aggressively pursued several football players and engaged in sexual acts with different partners at different times. She even returned to her friends between the first two encounters and didn't ask them to leave or show any signs of being upset. I think it's possible for a young girl to find herself in one of those situations and want to keep it to herself if she doesn't have real bonds in that friend group. But to continue to go out of her way to attract more guys, that original story that came out is seeming more and more like fiction. Look, this is a touchy topic, but I don't think it's super complicated. I just think there's so many real victims, it's hard not to get triggered. I'm empathetic to real victims, and if you're a man and you attack a woman, like, I really think you may, and I have no respect for it. But at the same time, it's not uncommon for women to take advantage.
But also too, there's a lot of women that actually have had that happen to them. And you gotta feel sympathy for both sides, to be honest.
It's just social norms. This has been happening like forever. There's several really famous stories about it. But according to these documents, she moved around like she was the predator. Like she sought out a bunch of football players with the intention of ruining.
But that also comes from the parenting, bro. How do she know how to like do all this? Like that had to come from her parenting, her mama, bro. Like, if your mama move that way, you gonna move that way, bro. It's like, bro, like, what? Like, you jump over a fence to get to a party you wasn't invited to, for one. And for two, you aggressively approaching football players wanting them to goddamn crack your damn cheeks. But then, once it happened, you gonna lie. Like, what the hell?
In their lives. Maybe that wasn't her initial intention, and she finally got embarrassed after it was all over and decided that even though she pursued them, she was no longer happy with what she did, and so she wanted to take them down. If that's true, it's narcissistic, bro. It's evil, for real. And like I said, it's a long list of athletes specifically that this type of thing has happened to over the years. Brian Banks' alleged victim waited 10 whole years after being awarded $1.5 million before she came clean that she made the story up. And even then, she refused to tell the truth in court. Dude had to use a hidden camera just to get the truth out. But because she didn't consent to him recording that conversation, this cold hard proof is not permissible in court. She ruined his life on a whim, then admitted she set him up. Despite that, she still refused to help him clear his name.
No. You're a whore at that point. You're a whore. Fuck all that, bro. Bro, what? Bro, that is some slimy, grimy shit.
Admitted she set him up. Despite that, she still refused to help him clear his name. Sean Oakman is another one. Another life ruined, stolen by a lie right before he got drafted. Bro, this man never made it back to the NFL. It took so long to clear his name, he lost all of his prime years. And the woman who lied on him just walked away scot-free. How the hell is that justice at all? I really hate dudes who try to attack all women because some women do this type of scandalous stuff. But I also hate the people who try to pretend that women can somehow do no wrong. Like, neither side makes any sense. Like, women are people, men are people. There's black people, there's white people. Some people do good things, other people do bad things. And regardless to which category of person you are, you're capable of both. And this used to be obvious. You get 180 days in jail for filing a false police report, but wasting years of city resources on a fake case, perfectly fine. And afterwards, you walk away. Not only do you walk away, but you still go to civil court. So when you walk away, you do so with a lot more money than what you came with. It's a really broken system that I have no idea how to fix. Because whatever the law is, people are just trying to manipulate it into their favor. Rape's a hard thing to prove, so proving somebody lied about it is probably even harder. And the last thing I'd ever want is a woman who was actually assaulted for real being unable to prove it and then prosecuted for lying. But with that said, in a case like this where there's tons of witnesses and video evidence that shows a lot of what she said is not true, there's got to be repercussions. Like, this cannot continue. And if y'all got some good, well thought out solutions, man, drop those in the comment section. Sometimes when you're tagged with these type of allegations, it's basically like they're branded into your skin. The scars are permanent, as people never fully trust you, and your character is questioned every day for the next decade. But here's the hoping that the truth can actually spread. He wasn't there. He left an hour before the alleged incident happened, and by all accounts, his encounter with AV was consensual. And one thing Matt's got in his favor that Brian Banks and Sean Oakman didn't is that the truth of the case played out over the course of just a year. Now the case is not over, but this is a massive information drop that completely flips the entire case on its head. Other cases have taken 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and by then the lie has just been too ingrained to ever change. But here's a few questions to ponder that don't get asked at the end of these cases. Will Matt ever be the same? Will he ever trust again? Will these kids and these teachers still look at him with pride? Will he be able to continue his career and truly move on from this? Or will the dark cloud from the allegations just follow him forever?
Hey man, what do y'all think about that, man? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, boy.